here we are back here today, and we're going back underneath the hood of this thing. We're going to add our threaded rod, we're going to add our strut bar, we're going to block off the power brakes, if not try to hook up the power brakes, because it would be kind of nice to have power brakes. I know it doesn't sound like very much, but having power brakes is actually pretty nice. I don't have a whole lot of threaded rod, I basically just have enough to do the two front, so we'll get these drilled out and installed into the frame rails here. And then once that's done, we can get that top motor mount in. We can clean up some of the electrical that got burned with that fire I had. We can basically tie up the transmission cooler. We can maybe get a rad into this thing. Maybe. Might be getting close to that stage. I still don't have the power steering pressure line hooked up. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I can go without power steering, but I kind of like power brakes. The bleeder nipples are both broke off in the front caliper, so we will have to drill those out and easy out them. And then we also have a broken axle on passenger side, and I still haven't found an axle, and we got to find a better bumper for the front of this thing. So that's quite a bit of work to do to the front end. It's quite a bit of work. So the first thing we're going to do is get this threaded rod cut down to the proper size and get her welded in there, because finding the threaded rod helps the front of these Toyota Camrys unbelievably. If I'm allowed to run the threaded rod, I'm definitely going to run it. So I'm going to get this cut and installed. So take care. I was welding in the threaded rod and I ran out of welding wire. So it is like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It's been raining all day, and then the temperature's just dropped to -5 now. So I bet you the roads are going to be really crappy. So I'm not going to try to rush to town and get there before 9 o'clock because it'd be a close call. What I do is I'll head to town tomorrow morning. I'll get some new welding wire. I'll finish doing all the welding threaded rod. But I have done some other stuff. Drilled the holes for the threaded rod to go through. So I do have the two front. This one's 100% done and this one's almost done. I got the motor mount in. I got the strut tower bar in. I still have to do a little bit more electrical, but that's going pretty good, I think. I'm going to pull the bumper off soon. I've come up with an idea for the hood, for NUKEM. Trying to find the center. So I'm just going to use the bowl to mark the circle I want on the hood. This is just temporary. Just like that. Now we have ourselves a nice circle. Let's see where this goes. Well, I think that's about all I can do until I get some more welding cable. I guess I can take the bumper off and stuff and get ready for tomorrow. Well, what do you guys think about that hole in the hood? Project NUKEM looks like she's blowing up a bit. I think that looks awesome. Now, before any of you guys say, oh, that's a whole bunch of sharp edges, I actually took my pliers and twisted the really sharp edges so that they're facing right down, if not curled over on themselves. So the chances of them actually pricking anybody or cutting anybody are pretty slim. But I actually really like that. I just put a little bit of red paint and then sprinkled some black to give it a little bit more of a dark, sinister kind of look. I don't think that's in the right spot for the hood header to come through, but I'm not really upset about that because I'm not putting the header on this car. So I think maybe we'll take the bumper off today, and that's just about it. Well, the bumper's cut off now. There's really not a whole lot left to do to this thing. I'm talking finish the threaded rod, put a bumper on it, fix the broken axle, bleed the brakes, put toggle switches in it, and a fire extinguisher. Maybe screw with a couple sensors up here on the motor, but realistically there is not a lot left to do to this car. And this car's really not taking me a lot of time. I'm going to say today's, not including the motor swap, I'm going to say today's my third day working on this. And it's been a pretty good build so far. Like the cage, the stripping, the gas tank, the seat swapping, the electrical. It's been a pretty intense build. And I don't know, I think it's going to do pretty good. I think Project NUKEM fits this car quite well. We're going to have to do a pretty killer paint job on it though. Going to have to Google how to paint because I don't know how to do it. Paint by numbers, that's what it is. But as of right now, I don't really know where this car is going to go. And the problem is it's way too early in the season to start planning this stuff. The Winter Derby, that one's quite easy to plan for, and the one in May is quite easy to plan for because I know about it, I know the rules, I know where it is, it's already set up, but realistically no fairs around me have put out their spring and summer and fall 2018 Derby season yet. So because of the big shakeup in Ontario here with two of our promoters calling it quits, including Impact Motorsports and Smash Brothers, it's actually going to be a pretty weird year coming up here in 18. I don't know if the rules are going to change. I don't know if the derbies are even going to happen anymore. Now, in 2017, we ran three Impact Motorsports events, and we ran 3 of Smash Brothers events. So that's 6 events next year that might not be happening. And unfortunately, it's very depressing, and I'm not overly happy about it, but there's nothing I can really do. We'll have to see how the 2018 season plays out. We'll have to see what happens, but honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen. In Ontario, the Derby world's going to change, and I'm not sure if it's going to be for the worse, or for the better, or if it's just going to stay the same. So, don't really know where this thing's going to go is what I'm trying to say. But thanks for watching, guys. If you got any suggestions or anything that you want to see done to this car, please let me know. There's still a little bit of work that we got to do to it. So, take care, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.